shadows fall, dimming the light. Whispers grow, a rising tide. Vindicator, where do you hide? Steel is over, heart ablaze. Through smoky haze, he sets his gaze. Justice calls a burning need. A city's wounds he vows to heed. From cobbled streets to tower high, Vindicator takes to the sky. Strikes back with iron hands, defender of this promised land. Breaks the chains, sets spirits free. Vindicator for all to see. Whispers turn to thunderous roar. As shadows creep, he slams the door on tyranny's cruel, grasping hand. He fights for freedom, takes a stand. With courage born of darkest night, he ignites hope, a guiding light. Strikes back with iron hands, defender of this promised land. Breaks the chains, sets spirits free. Vindicator for all to see. Though battles rage and darkness reigns, hope's ember burns within his veins. He'll never yield, he'll never fall. He answers freedom's clarion call. Strikes back with iron hands, defender of this promised land. Breaks the chains, sets spirits free. Vindicator for all to see. A symbol etched against the moon. Vindicator rising soon.
Hello, everybody. How you all doing? Is the audio better? Because I've actually got the audio running through my phone now for the laptop. I've bypassed the laptop's microphone. Does that sound better? Give me a thumbs up if it sounds better. Oh, there's a bit of a delay. Nice one. I was getting a lot of comments saying that the microphone was getting a lot of feedback. So what I've done is I've stopped charging the laptop up while I'm doing a live stream because it makes. I think it's the cable that goes into it. It's right next to the laptop microphone that gives a lot of interference off. But I'm running everything through the phone now, so hopefully it sounds a lot better than it did before. Right. So obviously, I hope you've all watched this morning's walk and talk video where I was talking about a national strike. Now, I've had some positive, some negative feedback on that video. That's always welcome because it was constructive criticism. We're actually going to go and take a look at the comments on that video because it's interesting. I just want to raise some points. Well, there's a point I want to raise particularly with one of the comments. I've pinned it to the top. It's a valid question. It's a valid question, and it's important that I address it. Right. Right, we'll mute that and pause that because we don't need that. Right. Let's go. Let's get it and share it. Share screen. Right, so I'll just boost that up a bit so you can all see it. Right, so it's this question here from Alison Gray. Do you work? If you're just a YouTuber, you don't risk anything by striking. Now, that's a perfectly valid point. Perfectly valid point, in my opinion. But this was my response to that. So I'll just highlight it all. Right, so I'm risking everything just by going public and speaking out against the Starmer regime. I've had death threats from the far left. I've had stalkers trying to find out where I live, risking my family's safety. I've been fired from jobs because of my politics and what I say on my YouTube channel. I haven't risked anything, really. What have you done? And that's I think that's a civil response. I think before you question what I've done, you should first ask yourself, what have you done? Yeah. I knew going into this that I was taking a risk by speaking out. I could have gone along with it. I could have stayed silent. I could have kept my job yet. And I own this. You know, I've got agency. I made this decision. This decision's on me. It's nobody else's fault but my own. I take responsibility for what I've done. But my family's behind me. They know I have to do this because I can't just stand idly by and watch this country go down the toilet. Yeah, I could keep my job. I could keep quiet. I could just keep pottering on. And then eventually, when it comes to my children's future, they haven't got one. So yeah, I fully take responsibility for my actions. Yeah, the reason I can't get employment is because of my politics and the things I say. And that in itself should alert people to just how far gone this country is. We used to be a country of free speech and free expression. When we don't have that anymore. We don't have free speech. We don't have free expression in this country. We only have what the government allows you to have, what the Starmer regime allows you to have. And to me, that's not good enough. It's not good enough. And me and people like me, this is journalists, the commentators, the people that are speaking out against this on YouTube, are taking massive risks because every single day we risk a knock at the door from the Starmer regime. That's what we're risking. Yeah, I don't know where that's gone then, mate. I've asked a lot of this. I've also been kicked out of school after only a year there over my politics. Exactly. Afternoon, mate. Power to the people. Exactly. And my comment to Alison was, if she gets nicked for hurty words and gets a safe woman's prison, men get locked up with jihadis. Exactly. It's a death sentence. Everybody speaking out against this risks malicious communications, nebulous malicious communications charges. It's a death sentence. So when people say, what are you risking? Everything. Risking absolutely everything for the country that I love. And we need to start holding people to account. So let's get back to talking about the national strike. We'll stop sharing that. Let's get back to the national strike, right? Because I hear this a lot from people. They say, it won't work. And that's all they say, it won't work. So I've started holding these people to account because we're way past people just coming out and saying and being negative about these things and just not offering up their own alternative. So you have to hold them to account. If you see them in the comment sections and you are for national strikes and you get somebody posting on your comment saying it won't work, hold them to account. Say, fair enough, you don't think it'll work, but what's your alternative? We are way past the point now where people can just come out and be negative about everything. If you're not offering up an alternative to something, then just keep your mouth shut. Keep your mouth shut and accept the state of the country and what's going to happen to it. That's my advice. They kept Tom in isolation because he won't survive. Exactly. it really gets my goat when these people come along and say, "What have you risked?" And it's like they don't ask the same question of themselves. It's like, well, what have you risked? Are you on YouTube making videos? Are you speaking out? Are you going to protests? What are you doing? Before you ask of me what I'm doing and what my sacrifices I've made, ask that of yourself first before you question anybody out there. So there's a few common arguments. There's a few common arguments regarding the national strike, and it's some constructive criticism. A lot of people say, well, we might lose our jobs. We could lose our jobs because of if we go on strike. And it's like, well, do you really think you're going to keep your job if there's no national strike and civil war breaks out? Do you think you're honestly going to keep your job if that happens? That's one of the arguments. The other argument is who will pick up the pieces after a general national strike brings the Starmer regime to its knees? They say, who will pick up the pieces? Well, we will. We will have to pick up the pieces. But I put this back to them as well. So which would you rather? Would you rather pick up the pieces after a national strike that ousts a rogue government? Or would you rather pick up the pieces after a civil war? Which one is more favourable? Because I can guarantee you, picking up the pieces after a civil war is going to take a considerable more time than picking up the pieces after we kick out the Starmer regime from government because we've had a national strike. It does work. Check out the Velvet Revolution. Yep. Apparently, Australia's thinking about a national strike as well. This is our last hope. A national strike is our last hope. It really is. The Starmer regime refuses to listen to the people. They won't listen to petitions. They won't listen to protests. So the next logical course of action is actual action itself, isn't it? Is action. Peaceful action. That's all we can do. Spot on, mate. I couldn't have put it better myself. That's exactly what you just said was exactly right. We must do, and if nobody else has a get a solution, like you said, shut the fuck up. Exactly. This is a time of solutions now. It really is. If you haven't got a solution and all you can do is come along and belittle the people that are trying to come up with solutions, then just shut the fuck up. Just accept what's happening to you. Go and crawl, stick your head in the sand, go and find a little dark hole and crawl up it and curl up into a little ball until it's all over. That's my advice. Evidently, Ireland government are going to impose digital ID. They're all doing it in lockstep. Freedom Gav gave a shout out last night, Vin. Excellent speaker is Freedom Dad, and talks as well on these same subjects. I'll have to get him on the live stream. I have to get him on the live stream. I really will, and thank him. Has anybody got a link to his channel? If you've got a link to his channel, post a link to not in the chat, but post it into the actual comments below in the live stream so I can go and thank him. But I'm going to thank him here as well. Thank you, Freedom Dad, for giving me a shout out. Really appreciate it, mate. Really do. I've heard that name before. I've heard he's given me shout outs before, but I've just lost track about who's done it. We're going to get into another argument in a minute because this is really important as well. We'll get into it in a minute. But I'm just going to have a look at a few of the comments first. They need us. Nothing works if we don't. Eaton boys are a laugh a minute in common sense or in the hands of jobs. Yeah, you won't see the likes of Keir Starmer emptying the bins or delivering goods. They'll be totally lost without us. Without the working class, the country is nothing. Nothing at all. That's always been true. We'll try to organise a national strike. Would be trying to organise a national strike be a criminal offence? I don't know. But let's just say not everybody not turning up to work isn't a criminal offence. It's not a criminal offence at all. It'll be good to hear you do. It'll be good to hear you doing chats with other YouTubers. Yeah, definitely. Want to give a shout out to Tom Generation X as well. Go subscribe to his channel. His name is Tom Generation X. It's Tom. I've typed it in the chat. So copy and paste that into YouTube and go subscribe to his channel. He does good work. I actually invited him to come into the live stream, but I don't think he's around today. I think he's busy or something. But yeah, but go check him out. Right, this is a good one because I want to cover this. Don't expect the unions to get involved in a national strike. They're comic traitors. We don't need them. We don't need the unions, the trade unions. And my honest opinion would be to everybody would be cancel your subs. If you're working class and you're in a union, cancel your subs to these unions because they're funding the decline of this country. Who do you think is funding the Labour Party? It's the trade unions using your subs to do it. And I had a person come to one of my videos. In fact, we'll try and find it. We'll actually try and find it on here. Because somebody came to one of my videos and let's see if I can find it on here. Right, we'll get out of that. We don't need that anymore now. Right, here we go. Right, let's have a look. Let's see if we can actually find it. Because the guy was asking that very question. And I want to see if I can find it. Because they said about the unions. Some reason now right-wing people now want the help of the unions. Like, we don't want the help of the unions. The unions are part of the problem. Trying to find it. I know it's on my latest video somewhere. Let's see if we can find them. There's a lot of support for the national strike. There really is. It's around here somewhere. It was at the top before. I don't know where it is. It's got around here somewhere. Right, let's have a look. I think this might be the guy here, actually. Right, yeah, this is the one. Right, I'll share this. This is it. Right. It's this one here. A national strike might do as you suggest, but there are no unions around to do such a thing to pull it off. Holding back one's labour to surefire way of getting you the sack. On top of that, those in offices will equate to nothing. Their particular industry will just be picked up the following day. A national strike won't change a thing today. I disagree. Totally disagree with that. 100% completely. I think I responded to this actually. Yeah, unions are not needed. And they become yes, they are. Organisation is the key. And I believe you know this. Organisation is the key. If you just announce, right, every single worker in the country don't go into work tomorrow, why do you need the unions? Just get the message out there. All working class tomorrow don't go into work for the next 3 days. Why do I need a union to do that? Don't need a union at all to do that, do we? The unions need the workers more than the workers need the unions. And my experience with trade unions is I was once part of a trade union and they were fucking useless, to pardon my French. They were absolutely useless. They sided with management all the time because they were part of management. They were in cahoots together. They were quite happy to take the subs, but when it came to fighting for your rights in the workplace, they didn't want to know, because they were in cahoots with the management. They were useless. Trade unions, small fish, Bill Gates, Soros are the real problem. Yeah. Many very interesting responses in your comments on last post. Yeah. And that's exactly what I promote. It's not an echo chamber. You know, if you want to disagree with what I'm saying, disagree with what I'm saying. The only thing I ask is that you come with an alternative. Don't just turn up to my video and say it won't work. That's no good to anybody. State why it won't work and your alternative idea. It might be better than mine. Might be something I could promote. But like I said at the beginning of this live stream, we're way past the point now where you turn up to a video and you belittle somebody or you muddy an idea they've got without offering one of your own. We're way past that now. If anybody actually does that in the future, they're just going to be ignored. Because like, well, what are you offering? What are you willing to sacrifice? What's your solution? That's what needs to be asked of them. Yep, NGO, Soros funded hate on the West. Hi mate, will you please explain to me, to my missus, how important a nationwide strike would be, mate? In the nicest possible way, thanks. Well, a national strike, even for 3 days, even for 1 day, will bring the country to its knees. The thing with our government, the thing with the Starmer regime is it can ignore a protest, it can ignore a petition, it can't ignore the entire country shutting down. It can't ignore that. That's something that directly affects them, and they would have to address it. It's something the mainstream media wouldn't be able to ignore either. Why do we need a national strike as well? Well, it's better than the alternative because we are on a path to civil war in this country. And like I keep after reiterating, I'm not advocating for violence. I'm just observing what I see. I'm just giving out my observations of society. I'm just observing what's going on in the world at the minute. I don't want a civil war. I want to prevent that. And in my opinion, a national strike will do that. We need to force this Starmer regime out of government because they're absolutely useless. Absolutely useless. Not only useless, but they're dangerous. They're dangerous to national security. I think they've already proven that with the terror attack that took place in Manchester. They're a threat. They're a threat to this nation's security. They're a threat to the people of this country. They need to be removed. Starmer is a poor leader. He isn't wanted. The Labour Party aren't wanted. That was proven at the election, that they have got the last general election, the lowest turnout ever. That they won with less votes than when Jeremy Corbyn lost to Boris Johnson in 2019. That's how popular. Look at Starmer's approval rating. It's through the floor. Nobody wants this guy. Nobody wants this guy. He's got very little support from the Red Wall, if any at all. No support at all. Everybody who voted for the Labour Party in the last general election as a protest vote is now regretting it. We can see that from the petition of the digital ID. The red wall is like nearly dark red with how many people signed that petition against digital ID. Labour's lost the red wall. That's gone. They're never getting that back. Their vote is going to collapse at the next general election. They're not wanted. They're not wanted in government. They're not wanted as a party. And we must do everything within our power peacefully to remove them. That's what we must do. We've tried protests, we've tried petitions, they've ignored them. The next port of call now is action, and that will be a national general strike. Hi, the last time the country got together years ago, the public came out and blocked a fuel depot and no fuel will get to petrol stations. I can't advocate for that. Like I said, if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. But I think the best way to get the government's attention and to get politicians' attention is a national general strike. It was being advocated for before, but nobody wanted to know. And the best time to do this, the best time to do the strike will be straight after this budget that's coming up. Because all those people that are against a general strike now, once we get this Rachel from Accounts' budget that comes through, it's going to be an horrific one. We all know it's going to be horrific because they've got no money. They're going to try and squeeze this country, the taxpayer, for every single penny they can in the next budget. They're bankrupt. They just don't want to admit it. They've run out of our money. The budget is going to be absolutely brutal. So the best time for a national strike to be called will be straight after that budget when lots of people in the country are angry. It will gain momentum pretty quickly. Lots of leftist Labour supporters have gone over to the Greens. It happened in my area. My favourite Roma twat councillor got defeated by a Green, also a twat. Exactly. Starmer doesn't have the support of his own party. They're very deeply divided on this. They're deeply divided on digital ID. They're deeply divided on lots of things. You've got to think the Labour Party isn't this cohesive party. It's made up of lots of activist groups within it, and they're all fighting among each other for power. And the thing is, it's not as though the Starmer regime is this strong, untouchable party, is it? They're on shaky ground at the minute. I covered this last time. I said this last time. The Starmer regime is a house of cards with foundations on a sand dune. They have a sand dune. They're not on steady ground at all. So a national strike would finish them off. It would end them in Parliament. It really would. But as people have been saying, there just simply aren't enough people awake yet. There are not enough people awake yet to implement a national strike. They're not. It's gonna be after the budget, when they realise they're going to get squeezed for everything, when all these things start being implemented, that people are going to have to start looking at a national strike. Just speaking to someone who works at the NHS and one in court transporting prisoners, Cat B, they said it's totally broken and corrupt. Everyone is so depressed at work. The whole country is demoralised. Everybody's demoralised. The police demoralised. Everybody's demoralised. Because a lot of people simply aren't, they're not living, they're existing. They work to pay their bills and that's it. That there's no social life as such, because everybody's like tightening their belts because of what's going on in this country. It's not a good time and it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse after this budget. It really is. The only bloc that support Starmer is the far left globalist and Islam, exactly. And they'll probably lose Islam very soon as well, once they start to establish their own parties. They will shift. They will shift to their own Islamic parties. That's what we need. Seen that one. That's why they want to keep you down. Work and debt, exactly. Probably a lot more people awake than you realise. I hope so. I hope you're right. Busy people can't talk to each other. Yep. Which is why they shut down the pubs and restaurants during lockdown, because they didn't want people talking. Because where traditionally in the past did revolutions begin? Where did rebellion begin? It began in the taverns. It began in the pubs, with the people talking to one another, saying they were sick of it, and people realising that there was more than one person sick of it, and it spread. That's why they shut down the pubs and restaurants and allowed the supermarkets to stay open. Because they knew if people socialised during the lockdown, resistance would grow. Right. I'm going to drop the link into the chat. If anybody wants to come in for a bit and have a chat, you can do. I'm going to try and put people in that haven't actually been in and had a chat before. All right. So if you've been in before and I don't bring you in, it's because I want other people to come in and have a chat. I want to give I want a diverse opinion on this. Not necessarily people that agree with me. So links in the chat. If you want to come in, you can come in if you want to. We'll have a discussion. In the meantime, let's go and have a look at Twitter, see what's going on Twitter. See what's going on. Right, we'll get rid of this. Get rid of that one. Get rid of that. There we go. See who's in. I'll be for a bit, Steph, and I'll see if somebody else wants to come in, mate. All right.
Sorry, mate. Say that again.
I'll just see if anybody else wants to come in a bit. Yeah. All right. But yeah. What do you think about the national strike, mate? What do you think to the people?
100%. I've been saying this. Everyone I've spoken to on YouTube, I've pushed that from the start, mate. It's literally, the people realise that it's literally the only tool we've got to bring down this government. It is literally it. Because like you said, petitions is a request. It says it in the fucking dictionary. Requests get turned down, and that's what every single one has. Even when they get debated in Parliament, it's not a real debate, you know. So
right, Keith Barber, mate. No, mate, don't post that in the chat. That's definitely not what we want to do. And if you post stuff like that, then you're going to get removed, mate. All right, that is not the answer.
Yeah, you don't need violence. You just
no,
need
you don't need violence.
I didn't even read what he said, but I can assume that's what it's about. But no, you don't have to do that. What you will do is you will take the money away from them. Without our money, they've got nothing. They've got nothing. And
exactly.
if everybody sticks to their guns and says, right, fuck you, because like you said, the budget, that would be absolutely spot on and key. If people could do it, because when they see after the budget, there's going to be some more angry people than there is now.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, mate. I don't think people realise what this budget is going to be. It's going to be absolutely devastating.
They're gonna rob you, literally rob you to every last penny they can, like they have been through all our entire lifetimes. That's all this system is set up for: defraud, deceiving, and robbing people of their wealth. And that's all it's been. And their time is they've done it to the very last instance. They can't do it anymore. That's why they want to change it to their new slave system. And that's exactly what they're doing. People... Yeah, go on.
They don't realise that Rachel from accounts has run out of the money. There's no money left. She's literally printing money at the minute.
Well, they have done. The banks have been doing this for a very long time, printing money. Let's face it, it's not worth the money, the paper it's fucking written on. It's got
Steve just put this up. It's 25% VAT, 15p per litre hike on fuel. That's going to kill businesses. That's going to kill small businesses.
Yeah, of course it is, but that's what they want, don't they? That's what they want. And like you say, a national strike. What we need, people who are on board with this solution, because it is a solution, because we have got no other solutions. Like you said, they've tried the petitioning and the requesting, and it's got you fucking nowhere.
You know what I'm sick of, though, Keith? You know what I'm sick. Sorry, Stefan. You know what I'm sick of? I'm sick of the naysayers coming. Saying won't work, they're not offering up a solution themselves. It really knocks me, mate. That
it does, but then that's unfortunately people like that are going to drain it. They're beyond helping. If they cannot see with their own eyes what's happening in front of them, then you can't lead the fucking horse to water, mate. There's some people you can't waste your energy on because it ain't worth it. You know, until they actually see with their own eyes what's going on without being blinkered, whether they're still sitting there watching the Poison Box, getting brainwashed about every fucking, aspect of life, then let them get on with it. What we need is to get somebody who's got a big platform like a Bella Beeb or a Tommy Robinson, and let them boys spew it out, because there'll be a lot more people listening. All we can do is speak to the people that we do via YouTube. I don't do social media, but YouTube or whatever, and just bring it up in the debate.
I've got to say this, right? The United Kingdom rallies are massive, and they sent a massive shockwave through the political system. The only trouble with protesting on a Saturday, though, is you're protesting to an empty building because there's nobody in the House of Parliament.
Yeah, of course you are. Yeah, it's pointless. If a protest only work, they would be at their most effective. You call the national strike, and then everybody out in the street and say, we are not fucking having this.
Yeah.
That is the way to do it. And then they've got no approach.
I think what it's going to take, mate, is it's going to take the budget. It's going to take a few months of letting that settle in. And it might not happen until the opposing April, when all this starts to come into effect. Once it takes effect and they realise what's happening to them, they're going to get angry. Obviously they're going to get angry at the time of the budget. But yeah.
But it's like I said to you earlier on, it is literally the only bit of weaponry we've got in our armoury. We've got nothing else. We literally haven't, because they've sewed it all up. The first thing they come out with is you need a job to have digital ID. Coercion, straight away. Red flag. No, fuck you.
I just want to cover this guy, Keith Barber, right? It says, I'm trying to offer a solution. Do you want the Tories at Labour gone or not? Yeah, but the thing is, though, Keith, right, we have to offer up a peaceful solution. And I have to be careful what I say on YouTube. If you start quoting or advocating for violence in the chat, you could get my channel taken down.
Yeah.
And what good is that then?
It's association, isn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe these people are coming out on purpose, coming out there to chuck these things in the mix. Like,
I mean, I get his frustration. I do get his frustration. I understand the frustration, but use that frustration for something positive. And I start advocating for a national strike.
Exactly. That's the solution. It's the only solution we have left. End of. Because there is none. I've spent many months looking at the entirety of what's going on, and we literally, petitions. Like I say, you look in a dictionary what the fucking word actually means, and they keep saying petition. It means nothing. It's not going to get you anywhere.
I showed it in the live stream yesterday, and the definition of it is it's a request. It's an appeal.
Yeah.
Request and appeals can be denied.
Of course they can, and that's why they let you do petitions.
If you have a look, if you actually look at the wording of the petition as well, it said may be considered for a debate, not that it will be.
Exactly. Yeah, people want to, pick up a fucking dictionary and look what actually these words mean, because that's another tool they've used over the fucking Christ knows how many decades. The way they word things. Sorry.
It was interesting yesterday to watch on X the slow realization that petitions don't work. The people that have been advocating for it are slowly coming around to the fact that these don't work, do they? They don't work. What? They're shocked. They're like, why aren't they listening to us? It's like they don't have to.
That's what I'm saying. If just if the understanding of the words themselves. If you're thinking, well, why is this petition not working? Oh, look straight away. Request. End of. It says that they might look at it, and in which case they won't look at it.
No, they won't.
No, of course they won't. All it is pretty much nothing more than a head count.
Look at the response. Or a petition. They just doubled down on their response. They just said, we will be implementing digital ID within this parliament. That's what they said.
Yeah. No, they won't. Because I won't be. Well, they can do what they fucking well like, but I won't be having none of it. No matter what comes. No matter what comes. Because let's face it, you and I both know that this rogue government are not going to last 4 more years. This country will not last 4 more years.
No way. I mean, a lot of the political commentators on YouTube, I'm talking about lotuseaters.com.
Yeah.
All those sort of people, they're putting their faith in 4 years' time.
Yeah.
For the general election.
Yeah,
we might not
they're
have a
not.
country then.
That's what I'm saying. These people are, you know, intelligent. I do watch Lotus Eaters, and they are intelligent blokes. But it's like, to me, they're not looking within. They're not looking what the deepest, darkest dangers are. And politically, you're not getting out of this political. There's no fucking way. It's gone. But the political idea for me is gone. It's completely gone. It's like back in the old Roman days when all the thingies and senators, they were all corrupted. It's exactly the fucking same, just a different time. You know, and it's what we need to do. We need to break the fucking will, destroy their system, and make a system that's for all of us, not just for these fucking elite globalist, sick, fucking twisted demons. Because that's what they are. That's the only way I can describe them. Because they're not
Totally
human.
agree.
You know, these people are not fucking human, and what they've done, you know, throughout the world over the decades, with all the wars and murdering fucking millions of people through warfare.
I'm just going to cover this one as well. I'm going to get your opinion on this one as well, Stefan. Right, because I hear this a lot. Right, so Guitar Man has said only the king can sort this out. He won't. He can't sort it out.
He's not our king. He's not our king. He's already broken the coronation oath. He's not a Christian. He doesn't do anything to support this country. He's suckering up to the Muslims and Islam because he thinks that they're going to be the next ones. They're going to be the next population here. That's what he's doing.
Also, what I keep pointing out to these people is he's a co-founder of the World Economic Forum.
Yeah, of course he is. Yeah, of course he is. Red flag straight away. Fuck you. No chance, mate. Like I say, I don't believe that him and his family should have been anywhere near our throne either. I don't.
No.
But that's my point of view. It's a rabbit hole, but that's what I believe. I believe they're not English. They're not
I'm
English.
with you, mate. I'm with you, mate. Right. I'm of the opinion that the monarchy should have died with the Queen. That it should have died with the Queen.
Yeah. Fuck the monarchy. But that's for me. We should be a republic.
Yeah.
That's what we should be. We should be a republic, and we should get a written constitution, an English written constitution that gives us our God-given rights, not made by man, any man, king, no matter what he's got in his fucking head. None of them. We've got our own God-given rights, the Bill of Rights, all these, the Act of Settlement, all these documents that they have doctored and retracted certain meanings out of them to literally rob us of our God-given rights.
Right, I want to put this to you, right? Because I saw this from Lotus Eaters the other day. You know, Carl Benjamin. I think it was on his channel actually, Saga of a Cad channel. He made a video where he basically said that reform was absolutely totally useless, and then at the end of it, he said, "I'm going to vote for them anyway."
Well,
and it's like,
yeah, but like I say, you can't. Some people you just cannot lead a horse to water. It's not worth wasting energy on them. There's plenty of other people out there that will get on board when they can see things with their own fucking eyes.
Have a look at this one. Right, this is from Gary Warren. The English Constitution is real. We have rights. We have systematically ruined it with statutes and bylaws. Exactly, and that's the issue with our unwritten Constitution. It's unwritten. It needs to be. Yeah,
of course it does. But we're gonna have to do that. There's no political party that's going to be interested in that. None.
Right, I've got somebody else that wants to come in, so I'm going to let them come in.
Yeah, I've got to go now, mate. Anyway, I'll keep listening, but nice talking.
All right, mate. Thanks for coming anyway, Stefan. You're always welcome, mate. All right.
Cheers, pal. Bye, mate.
All right, buddy. Hello.
Hey, mate. How are you?
Yeah, you're the troll, aren't you, mate? You're the troll.
Listen, mate. Don't talk to me like the way you talked to me yesterday, boy.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, bye.
Former police officer.
Yeah, bye. Oh dear, I knew it was him. That's why I let him come in. I just wanted to hear his voice. It's like, yeah, I know it's you, moron. Yeah, former police officer again. I kept kicking him from the studio, so obviously he came back under a different name. Knew it was him because obviously he doesn't show his face, so it's him. I advocate for an adoption of the US Constitution. I would as well. We definitely need a First and Second Amendment. Now, that might be controversial to a lot of people, but in order to have a First Amendment, you need a Second Amendment. You need it written into law that you have a provision to protect free speech. And that needs to be that, you know, if your government goes rogue, you have a right to bear arms. You have a right legally in law to remove that rogue government from power. This is what we need, because we need these protections in place. The proof that we need these protections is sitting in 10 Downing Street at this moment in time. We need protection from rogue governments like the Starmer regime. We don't have that at the minute. We don't have any protection whatsoever. The only protection we have is, oh, we've got 5 years until the next general election. Then we can get these people out. They can do untold damage in that amount of time, in 5 years. We literally have nothing. We have nothing to protect ourselves from these people. We have no right to bear arms. They can just come into power. They can take your free speech away, like we've seen. They can use nebulous laws to do it, to take away your free speech. And so you can't challenge the government anymore. We need accountability for these people. We can't trust them to have that much power and have no accountability or oversight over them anymore. So yeah, I totally agree with Steve there. We need a constitution like the United States. In fact, you've got to think the people that went over and wrote the Constitution of the United States were English. They were British. We gave them their constitution. Most of it came from our common law anyway, and our unwritten constitution. Remember COVID? They really don't care about human rights. No. And that's why we need a Bill of Rights. That's why we need a Bill of Rights enshrining those human rights into law. Because at the minute, if you actually read your human rights, they can be suspended at any time through a law. You know, everybody quotes Article 10 and Article 11, but the police can suspend those rights in order for public safety. They can just say, oh, yes, for public safety. You don't have human rights. You don't have a right to assemble. You don't have a right to protest. They can be suspended. So when people say, oh, no, the Reform Party or the Advanced UK or UKIP, they want to get rid of these things. They want to get rid of our human rights. And then it's like, well, your human rights aren't worth really anything because the government can just ignore them. They can just come and say, yeah, right, I'm going to invite this person in. So they go say, hi, how are you doing?
Out, mate. When I see you, I will knock you back out and I will arrest you. If I was still in the force, I'd arrest you. And you know that I would.
Jesus Christ, it's you again. You know what, mate, right? Let's have a discussion. Let's have a civil discussion, mate, shall we?
I just don't like the way you talk about this because I was a former police officer.
No, let's have a civil discussion, right? Why do you feel the need to keep coming to my live streams and doing this? What do you gain from that?
I'm the same, mate. You're disrespectful to the police force. I used to be in the police force, so I take great offence to that because you'll never say it to our face.
Right, let me speak. Right, I've got friends and family within the police force, and they agree with everything that I say.
Well, I don't care, mate. To be honest, because we're not all the same, and you call us cowards and you say that we're overweight. So I don't agree with that at all.
Well, you are. There's actually video evidence of all that, isn't there?
All right, because I'll take great offence to that, mate. Because I'm not overweight.
Well, I don't care about your offence. You know, offence is taken, not given, isn't it?
You're just lucky I'm no longer in the force, mate. That's all I'll say.
If you are harmed by hurty words, that's not my problem, is it?
I'm going to make it your problem, boy. Continue. I don't want to hear you mention.
Why do we have to use all these threats all the time? Because it just means nothing.
Oh, really? I hear you trembling. Is that voice trembling? Is it? I hear you shaky, a little bit shaky.
I'm not shaky, mate. I'm not shaky at all.
Really?
No, I don't get shaky, mate. And it's protection again, isn't it? This is all protection on your part.
All right. Okay. I used to have that badge, mate. When I seen people like you, when no one was looking, mate, I get that right hand on the chin. Can you take a punch? I just want to ask you now. Can you take a punch?
I can take a bullet, mate. I've taken a bullet in the past. So can you take?
No, you haven't, mate. On your foot. You took a bullet on your foot. Big deal.
Can you take being embarrassed in public when I restrain you in public and I hog tie you like a little pig, and then have you
You're
towed
the-
away by the police? Can you take that embarrassment?
Oh, really? Because I've seen that live stream that you done. I think it's yesterday, where that guy you got into his face, and he didn't run away. He just walked
He
away.
didn't run away,
That's
mate. He walked away. He walked away.
big deal. He didn't run away, did he?
It's you,
He
isn't
wanted
it?
that.
Is it you with the dog? Is it you with the dog? Is
You,
that why it is?
you,
It's because you got hurt
you
your
wanted.
feelings because I stood up to you once.
He
and you
wanted
couldn't
to.
take it.
He wanted a scrap. He wanted a scrap, and you
Well, he
backed off.
walked away, mate. He walked away. So he
He
obviously
did
didn't
not
want to
walk
scrap,
away.
did he? He walked away.
I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear any more insults from you about the police force. That's all I'm going to say, and I'll gladly leave you alone. If you leave us alone, I'll leave you alone, boy. I won't continue to intimidate you. I won't scare you anymore.
You're not intimidating. You're not scaring me. You right. Let me put this straight to you. Right. You're you claim to be an ex-police officer, right? So let's put things into perspective here. You're trained to arrest and detain people. I'm ex-military. I'm trained to kill people, mate. Okay.
You had to kill.
Yeah.
And you had to kill people with a gun.
So
you couldn't use your bare
my
fist.
hand-to-hand combat training versus your 2 weeks jiu-jitsu training. Don't forget, my training is advanced unarmed combat, and your 2 weeks jiu-jitsu training. Yeah.
Oh, really? I'll still put you on your backside. I don't care what training you.
That'd be fun to see. I'd like to see you try and do it, mate. I really would. But like all people like you can't even show your face on camera. Look, I can show my face on camera. I show my face on camera all the time. You hide behind a little avatar, a fake name. Yeah.
Listen, mate, I had to get into the stream, didn't I? Because obviously, if I have my former police officer, you wouldn't let me in. So I had to do what I had to do.
I'll tell you something now, right? You're delusional. You're not a former police officer.
Okay, then when's the next protest that you're going to? Because I'll meet you there. I'll gladly meet you there. Honestly, I'm not joking. I'd rather not get violent, but if you go to a protest again soon, let me know. Honestly.
You need to get some help, buddy. Because if you think it's okay to come into a live stream and threaten people, because lots of people are seeing this, all people are witnessing this. So you've got to think to yourself now, if anything should happen to me in the future, yeah, think about this.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're the number one suspect now, mate. Think about
that.
Mate.
You're going to stop insulting us, right? You're going to stop insulting the police force. That's what I hope you're going to do.
I'm not going to stop talking about the inadequacies and the how shit the police actually are, because they are. They are shit.
Excuse
me?
The
police are shit.
You don't tell me you just said that.
The police are
joking,
shit.
Right? No, they're not. Okay, some of them are. Well, in the past. But
now you've got to take offence at yourself because you've just admitted that some of them are shit. Take offence at yourself now, mate.
No, we're not. We're not. We're very good at what we do. We're very good.
Apologise to yourself.
We're physically fit and able, and we know what we're doing. We're doing a good job.
Well, not from my video footage, mate. You don't.
When's the next protest you're going to?
Fully trained, no clue of the law. I would say that's pretty shit to me. Shit.
We're fitter than you've ever been.
I don't think you are, mate. I don't think you are.
When's the next protest you're going to? I just want to ask. That's a general question. The next protest you're going to?
I'm not going to tell you that, mate. I'm not going to tell you that at all.
Oh, somebody's scared.
How stupid would that be to let some nutter on the internet know which protest I'm going to be at? I don't know your face. You could suck a punch for all I know because you're a coward. You're the sort of person that comes up from behind from somebody and punches them. You don't meet them face to face. You're proving that because you daren't show your face on camera now. You're the type of person who wears a mask. You're the type of person who wears a mask, who daren't show their face, who can't face me face to face.
Last warning. I don't want to hear any more about the police force, and I'll gladly leave you alone.
I'm going to speak about the police force all I like, mate. You will not stop me. Nobody will stop me. Bye-bye. He just kicked himself out. He just left. So yeah, that was that guy again. Has this guy got anything adult to say? No, he just comes with threats all the time. You know, I offered him conversation. Let's talk about things. It was like I joined Plod after being in the army, and the standard was lower than the forces. Yeah. Wasn't me. I think he's just copying people's names in the chat. That's what he was doing with that one. He was copying people's names in the chat. But yeah, I've got a sneaking suspicion I know who this guy is now. I think he's the guy with the dog. Come with the guy with the dog that I showed yesterday that was with Antifa, that was trying to harass that lady with the Israeli flag. I think it's him. My blood's boiling. Then I think he called former police officer is on benefits. Yep, definitely. Yes. Most of the time they sit behind a keyboard, and if they turn up in real life, they'll bring 10 people with them. Pussies. Exactly. He's the sort of person that we see at Antifa protests in America, where they have to hit people from behind. That's the sort of person he is. The guy, don't let them wind you up. Insignificant little boy. Yeah, he is. Most of them look like Teletubbies. Yeah. Right, guys. I guess we'll end the live stream there. We'll come up to an hour. Thanks for coming along, everybody. Again, that's pretty much all I've got to say. He's probably gone down to his basement now to put his mum's clothes on, and suck his thumb in a corner, and sing lullabies to himself. So yeah, on that note, I'll see you all soon in the next video, everybody. This is Vindicator signing off.